Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are doing well and in high spirits despite these very difficult circumstances posed by COVID-19. My name is Afni, and I'm having the honors to serve you as the moderators for today's discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to welcome you to as Ambassador Anything with His Excellency Jari Sinkari, Ambassador of Finland to Indonesia. This event is part of the Euro Virtual Talks Road to Europe Day 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, Europe Day is a celebration of peace and unity in Europe that is being celebrated on the 9th of May. Every year, the European Union institution in Europe and its offices all over the world organize a number of activities for people of all ages to mark the day and raise awareness about the EU. Although we are refrained from celebrating the Europe Day in a traditional physical manner, FPCI is delighted to work together with the delegation of the European Union in Jakarta in convening the Euro Virtual Talks Road to Europe Day 2021, starting from the 1st of May to Saturday, the 8th of May. This series will act as a platform for Indonesian public to directly interact and converse with ambassador or representative of 10 European countries to gain further knowledge and insight about Europe, the EU, and its member states. Today, we are joined by His Excellency Jari Sinkari, Ambassador of Finland to Indonesia. His Excellency has prepared a very special presentation for us and ready to answer our many questions from YouTube. Hello, Ambassador. How are you?
I'm fine. Apa kabar?
Thank you. We're good. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are also joined by students from FPCI chapters across Indonesia and general public who are tuning in live on FPCI's YouTube channel. Thank you for participating and welcome everybody. Before we move further, I would like to encourage all audience to stay tuned until the end of these virtual talks because we are going to have a quiz where you can win interesting prizes from the European Union. Furthermore, we also encourage you to share your moments with us from these virtual talks by tagging at FPC Indo and at uni_Europa using the hashtag EU4U and Europe Day 2021 on your social media posts. We also encourage you to ask Ambassador Jari anything via our YouTube live chat. Our committee will pick out the best questions and I will be reading them out to Ambassador Jari. Please remember to keep your questions positive, constructive, and concise. All right, let us now begin our great discussion today by watching a video from the Embassy of Finland in Indonesia. Wonderful Finland. No wonder why it becomes the heaviest countries in the world. Now, without further ado, I would like to invite Ambassador Jari Sinkari to deliver his presentation. Ambassador, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Afni, and it's really a great pleasure for me to be here and take this opportunity to present my country. Actually, in the video, it was already in the nutshell. I have some slides to kind of like punctuate and give some more background on why we are so happy. I will run through quite quickly the slides. I have many of them, so please don't worry. We will get to to the questions as well. So starting with the basic facts. So Finland actually has less people than Jakarta. We have 5.5 million, but our country is quite big by area. It's 338,000 square kilometers. Life expectancy 79 years for the men, and then a little bit more than 80 years for the women. We have the basic language. I mean, the official languages are Finnish and Swedish, and then we have a small indigenous minority called Sami in the northern Finland. And the main religions are Christianity that breaks into Lutheran and Orthodox. But as it said in the slide, that our society is rather secularized. The Independence Day is the 6th of December, and we have been a little bit more than 100 years independent. We got the independence from Russia 1917. We were about 100 years Grand Duchy of Russia, and before that around 600 years part of Sweden. And our form of government is parliamentary democracy, and we are republic. And then I like the main milestones of our international cooperation were 1955 when we joined United Nations, and 1995 when we joined European Union. Then in the film it was mentioned that we have 4 seasons, and maybe the most exotic one for Indonesians is the winter. So when it's possible to travel to Finland, if you really, I mean, travel in the world, I really welcome you to come to Finland during the winter. It is very exotic. So we have a president of republic, and for the moment, I mean, currently his name is Sauli Niinistö. We also have Sanna Marin, I mean, prime minister, whose name is Sanna Marin, and kind of like the rule of thumb is that president is responsible for the foreign policy, and then prime minister is responsible for the domestic policy and also the EU policy. We have 200 members in the parliament, and our government traditionally has been a multi-party coalition for many years. Then a couple of facts about the society. So our GDP per capita, it's a little bit more than 43,000 euros. It's close to maybe like $48,000 per capita. And then the currency is euro. We are actually the only Nordic country that is using euros. Our society is highly equal, and we have a high standard of education. And our main exports are electronical equipment, machinery, transport equipment, wood and paper products, and information services and chemicals. The main imports are raw materials, investment goods, energy and consumer goods. Main exports from Finland to Indonesia has been traditionally big machinery things, and then from Indonesia textiles. And then one important thing is coffee that combines Finland and Indonesia. Our nation is one of the heaviest and most avid coffee drinkers, and Indonesia makes a lot of good coffee. So that's one connection it's between our countries. This picture is from springtime. It's everybody in Finland is very happy when the spring starts. Geography and climate. So like I said a little bit earlier, it's 338,000 square kilometers. Our capital is Helsinki, and it's I just verified that it's about 10,000 kilometers from Jakarta. And then the climate is climate of contrast. We have these 4 seasons, and here you can see Finland, that it's quite in the north, and then I tried to put Jakarta onto the map. It looks almost covering half of Java Island because of the size of the size of the map. This picture is from summer, and like it was said in the film, that we have more than 2 million saunas. So sauna is something that is cherished by all Finns. So it's a symbol of relaxation and pastime. And then very often you start the weekend with the sauna, so that it's Friday night. It's kind of like the transition rite for the Finns to break from the working life to for the weekend. And then a couple of things about the nature. So Finland is the most forested country in Europe, 75% covered by forest. And then also we have a lot of lakes, 188,000 lakes. And then for many years, our country has been titled as the land of 1,000 lakes, but actually it's more than 188,000. Then a couple of things about that, how the climate translates into our technological know-how. So because we have been, I mean, in the wintertime it's very cold, so we have had to be very nimble with energy consumption. So to get a lot out of the energy resources what we have, and that has created a lot of innovations in Finland. And then also we are very conscious about the nature, so we want to protect the environment. And then it's also the strong feeling in the population that 4 in 5 people in Finland feels that urgent action is needed to mitigate climate change, for example. And then climate education is also part of the Finnish curriculum from kindergarten to university. So that is considered one mainstay also in the education. And we have for the moment, it's the most ambitious carbon neutral target in the world, that we want to be carbon neutral by 2035, and then carbon negative soon after that. And for example, the European Union as a whole has the target for being carbon neutral 2050. And one of the reasons is that why we want to be forerunner in that we feel that it's good, of course, for the climate, but it's also good for the economy, so that our companies, they have to be forerunners. So it's kind of like pushing them to make more equitable solutions for the environment. Then, well, these figures, our national product is a little bit more than 240 billion euros, and per capita a little bit more than 40,000. And we are among the most successful countries by economic comparison. And then our exports about 65 billion, and service export about 28 billion. Most of about 60% of our exports goes to the other European Union countries. But if you measure that, what are the two main destinations of Finnish exports, then actually China and United States emerge, because there are quite a few indirect export that is finally ending up to these two very important countries. Then some slides. Well, this is actually explaining a little bit more in detail that why we are considered so happy that in the United Nations World Happiness Report have for 4 times in a row found out that Finland is actually the happiest country in the world. And here are some reasons that Finns are satisfied with everyday life. We are happy with the environment, and then our stable society helps too. So we also have the access to good quality education and access to good quality health care. And then also we have a protection for property right, and not so much, very little corruption also. So education is free for Finns and EU citizens, and then we have a good system that provides good skills for the students. One couple of highlights that we have had free school meals for many years, and then we have been I will put that. That is another interesting highlight that we have. Finnish government has provided so-called baby box since 1938, and it's when a new child is born in Finland, it's kind of like a gift box from the government that the newborn gets this kind of like a critter, and that it can be considered as a bed for the baby, and then clothes and other things that are useful for the well-being of the child. Then one explanation behind this happiness is the good governance that we have had unicameral parliamentary system already since 1906. The particularity of that is that it started already when we were under the Russian Empire, and it was the first time when both men and women not only could vote, but also they were eligible to be candidates. So that was the world record in 1906. And then new thing 2012 was introduced that it is now also possible for the citizens to propose legislation through this kind of like a class, not class action, but if they pool their resources, it's possible for them to make proposals. And then trust in society is one explanation that you can. It's under now the other picture, but there's a police and Finnish people. They trust authorities. They trust, for example, police, and we have a very low level of corruption. And then we have a freedom of press and freedom of expression and freedom of gathering. And our system is quite transparent. There is a possibility for citizens to get a lot of information from the decision making. And then also work and life balance is rather good. I told you about this sauna. That sauna when there's a Friday evening, you relax, and the working hours are not that long in Finland. So we try to keep up with this quality of life things. Then a couple of words of the European Union, because at the end of the day I'm here as a representative of European Union. So 1995 we joined, and that was a big step for Finland. For a small country, for example, for the foreign policy, it opens up the world. That before 1995, it was typical that Finnish foreign policy was very much concentrated on the nearby areas like Nordic countries, Russia, and then of course with the superpowers, and then also with the United Nations. But this European Union membership opens the whole world. That we also have to be interested in what is happening in other parts of the world. So that was a big thing for Finland. And we, as a small country, we see that the stronger the European Union is, the better it's also for Finland, so that we can, when we are part in formulation of the EU policies, it's kind of like a multiplicator of influence of Finland. So if we can put some of our ideas to the agenda of the EU, and EU puts these things to the agenda of its foreign policy agenda, then it's multiplied this way of affecting things. So our EU approval ratings in Finland are quite high. Actually, they are among the highest in the European Union. 71% of Finns identify themselves as EU citizens, and then how the Finnish people, they see the benefits of the European Union is that we understand that it's a peace project. Our experience for the Second World War is still kind of like not in the fresh memory, but we still recognize it, and we think that a European Union at the core of its process. And then Finnish people are very practical, so we also understand that, for example, our own market with 5.5 million people is not enough for our company, so we need larger markets. So this European single market is the very, very important for the Finnish companies and Finnish businesses. And then we also like to benefit from the four freedoms: free movements of goods, capital, services, and labor, and also the trade policy and agreements. And very important, because I believe that there are quite a few students that are listening to me. So one thing that this European Union membership opened for us was this a possibility to study anywhere in Europe. That has been one of the most successful and concrete thing what has happened with the membership. I just wanna show one more picture. It's yours truly, 2019, when we still had the old normal, and we were celebrating the Europe Day here in Indonesia. And you can see that I consider that my glass is more half full than half empty with the happy member of the European Union. But now I stop here. I thank you very much. Terima kasih banyak. And then I leave the screen and the room for the moderator. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ambassador, for your remarkable presentation about Finland, the happiest country in the world, and its involvement in the EU. Now, let's go ahead and dive into our question and answer session. I'll be taking questions that are submitted to our YouTube live chat. I again encourage everyone to ask Ambassador anything. Please remember to state your name and affiliation before submitting your question. Okay, so our first question is coming from James Yantar from North Sumatra. Hi, Ambassador. What are the issues that Finland is currently facing except the COVID-19 pandemic? This will be very helpful to begin my research. Please,
sorry,
Ambassador.
can you repeat? I understood the COVID-19, but what was the key point? That what are the can you repeat that?
Yeah, the issues that Finland is currently facing except the COVID-19. Is there any other issues besides COVID-19?
Yeah. I think that our long-term challenge is the aging society. That if you kind of put it to the very concrete terms, that we don't have enough babies for the future, and that's why we're thinking that we have to be more open, for example, for foreign labor. So that is one thing that we are facing, and then of course everybody in the world is occupied by this thing, that what are the new businesses. I mean, how to develop your economy. And then, like I said, that we have high hopes for this carbon neutrality, because that is actually giving an intensive incentive for the Finnish companies to be innovative in this energy saving and carbon neutral activity. So I would say these two challenges that are kind of like they contribute to the healthier economy in the future.
Thank you, Ambassador. Next, we have Maharani Nurul. She's from Cilacap. Good morning, Mr. Ambassador. I hope you are doing well. I always want to visit Finland, especially Lapland. I know that Finland has world cleanest air quality. What did Finland do to achieve it? Thank you.
Thank you very much for this question. And then hopefully there is a soon possibility to visit Lapland. I think that everybody in the world is just waiting for the borders to open up again. The clean air. It's first of all that our industry has developed a lot. We have a lot of forestry industry, and then in the 1960s and 1970s they understood that they have to be more equitable with with their production. So now they're doing a good job in reducing the waste to the air. And then our country is also very sparsely populated, so there's a lot of room and a lot of forests and a lot of lakes. But it's true that also in the cities the air is good. And then of course now everybody in the world is talking about this electric vehicles, so that but also the transportation and traffic will be emission free in the long run. But thank you for the good question.
Thank you. There is Tamara from Samratulangi, Makassar. Hi, Ambassador Jari. I understand that one of Finnish foreign and security policy goals is to promote the well-being of its citizens. Why do you incorporate well-being in the policy? Thank you.
I think that it's kind of like the mission of that what we do at the foreign minister, that we want to make Finland more sustainable and more convincing in the world politics, but also we want to make the world better. I think that it's not only to make world better for the Finns, but also for the others. So that's why we are very much working for the sustainable in environment, and then also the freedoms of the citizens. So that is kind of like the motto that we think that it's beneficial for Finland and the Finns if the world becomes better place to live everywhere in the world.
Thank you. The next question is still from Makassar. It's funny. Good morning, Mr. Ambassador. You mentioned that education is free in Finland. Does this mean the government fully fund the school operation? How does this system contribute to create quality of discussion of education? Thank you.
That's a very good question again. And then I like that there's some people from Makassar. I visited Makassar 2019 very briefly with the EU delegation. So there's an EU connection with Makassar. I think that it's true that the education is free, and then the thing that makes it good, the level and quality of the education, is that our system gives quite a lot of room for teachers. So our Ministry of Education sets the general targets, what should be learned, and then it's up to the school rectors and then the teachers to attain these goals. So it maintains creativity and innovativeness in the system. And one particularity of the Finnish system is that we have very little exams, this kind of like exams for the whole age class. So actually we have only one like a national exam, and that gives freedom into the system, and then trust in the system that we trust the teachers, and teachers are well educated in Finland. I have to tell one. It's a little bit taking some time, but I tell one anecdote that before in Indonesia I was in Hong Kong, and Hong Kong is known for the rigorous testing of even the small kids, and we sent a group of Hong Kong teachers and evaluators to Finland, and then one thing that they learned was that we don't have this kind of like profession like evaluators in the school, and those people who came back from Finland, they were a little bit puzzled, but the teachers, they were very happy that we can be independent. The system trusts the Finnish teachers. So I had the meeting in my residence, and I just hope that not a big revolution will start, or if revolution started, it would be calm revolution. But that's just only on a small sidestep anecdote. So thank you.
Thank you. We have a follow-up questions on education from Diki. He is based in Central Java. How does the Finnish government ensure the comfortable education for every student so that it gets the title of the best education in the world?
The basic idea is that everybody should be able to make him or herself to utilize the resources so that they could develop maximum for their what they really want from the education. So we try to make the curriculum so that it still contains the possibility for the individual growth for the persons. And then I think that this idea that the teachers who are of very high quality, they have also the sensitivity to see that what would be the best way for individual students. Our classes are quite small. On average, it's only like 20 students, 20 pupils per class. So that gives a possibility for the teacher somewhat to diversify the teaching, so that the individual needs of the pupils are catered or taken care of.
Okay, now we move to Sumatra. It's Ella from Jambi. Ambassador, I visited Finland a few years ago with my family, and I was wondering, why are there many saunas there?
Yeah, it's part of the Finnish culture that it's quite difficult well, okay, you can explain that we have the winter that is very cold, so saunas actually were very useful for a long time in Finland. Our country was quite agrarian until 1950s and 1960s. So most of the people they lived in the countryside, and sauna was the place where you washed yourself, and also it was the most hygienic place. So, for example, the babies, they were born in sauna. So I don't know which came first, the climate or the need for sauna, but it is part of the Finnish DNA in a way that it's considered as part of the good life to relax in sauna. I wish I could I could have a very clear and easy answer to that question, but it's a great observation what you made. It's true that we have a lot, and we enjoy them a lot.
Great. Next, hello Ambassador, I'm Rifki from UIN Jakarta. I want to ask you, what is your favorite cuisine from Finland and other favorite cuisine from other countries in Europe? Thank you.
Sorry, favorite?
I missed cuisine. That. Cuisine. Favorite food.
Yeah. I that's the thing. I know that Indonesians love food, because it's one of the first questions that every foreigner is asked here. I like the basic. For example, nasi goreng. I like a lot. It's I think it's nice. And then I don't know all the names of the elaborated Indonesian cuisine, but I like the squid, for example. And then there are a lot of fish, and then I like the how spicy it is. Sometimes it's a little bit too spicy for my taste, but I enjoy it. I think Indonesian food is definitely one of the highlights of Indonesian culture. So coffee and then food. They're great here in Indonesia. Other countries, my first posting was in Japan, so I like sushi and sashimi, and then miso soup. So that is something that I started to like a lot. In Finland, when I remember that when I was young, one optional subject at school was actually cooking. I took it as an optional thing because I liked eating. And my own favorite from Finland is we call them new potatoes. They're like the fresh potatoes when they're still very small, and then fish that you have caught yourself, and then that is something, and then some salad. So quite simple things, but then you have this the touch of the nature. I used to live 10 years in countryside in Finland, so we grew some potatoes, so they were fresh from our own land. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. There is one question from Nenes Istiqomah. She is in Ostrach, Germany. Good morning, Mr. Ambassador. Would you like to share the secret of your country? How would your country still be the #1 happiest country in the world? Thanks.
Yeah, I think that I tried to explain so that this United Nations index, they make some surveys, so people they answer to the questions, but then they are also in this findings or survey, they also find some facts concerning, for example, that whether you have access to good education, whether you have access to the healthcare, how stable the society is. That when you tick this kind of boxes, Finland is doing rather well. And then I think that it's also about the expectations that Finnish people are quite happy with that if they have work, if their family is healthy, if they have friends and they have a social life, so that they are basically quite happy. I would not say, like I showed you the picture of myself ecstatically holding the glass at the end, but that's not really the how the Finns they look when you go into the streets. They kind of like they are content with their lives. And then also, like it was said many times in the film, that we cherish the relationship to the nature. That is very easy even from the Finnish cities to go to the forest and then go to the lakes or go to the sea. So you enjoy a rather simple life, and you are happy with that. I would put it that way.
Thank you, Ambassador. Now we have Arun from Tangerang. Ambassador, gender equality is still a massive issue in many parts of the world. How does Finland educate and apply policies related to gender equality to its citizens? Thank you.
Yeah, I think that we have to go a little bit back to the history in a way that I told that Finland has been a rather agrarian country for a long time, and then it was typical that the tasks were shared in Finland. Of course, you can say that it was very gender-based division of labor, that mostly the men, they were working in the forests and the fields, and the women, they were working inside the houses, and then also taking care of the animals. But it was this feeling that both are contributing to the well-being of the household. And also this the women's movement started quite early in Finland, in early or I would say late 19th century, early 20th century. So it also that we had the very active women who wanted to show that it's very important to give equal possibilities for the women. Like, and in 1906 we had this this unicameral parliament, in which it was possible to elect women also right at the beginning, when this renovation, I mean this new parliament system started. And then also the education has been very good way that it has been possible for not from the very beginning, but quite early in the early 20th century, that women were accepted to the schools and also to universities. And nowadays, actually, if you look at the average education of women and men, actually women are more educated than men nowadays. So I think that these kind of things, they contribute, but I don't want to portray that everything is already done in Finland and we just relax now. This equality thing is an ongoing process. I mean all the time you have to work for that. So Finland is it's quite advanced if you look at the things on global level, but it's not a paradise. So we still have things to do in Finland also. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, there is Indiva, a member of FPCI University chapter in Pajajaran University, Bandung. Ambassador, I would like to ask, how does the Finland government raise public awareness on climate change, then take the action to mitigate it? Thank you.
Well, for example, this target to have Finland carbon neutral already by 2035, that is something, it's such ambitious goal that we have to really look at the different sectors of the society. The energy production is one that is quite the progress has been made in Finland quite nicely. Then we are talking about the traffic and transportation for the moment, that what are the steps that are needed. And then when you have this kind of a goal, it comes rather naturally that the government has to explain to people that this and this has to be done because we have this goal. But also I would say that on the grassroots level, for example, the students and pupils, they are also very environmentally conscious. So it's not like top-down approach that is coming from the government. The pressure comes also from the voters, from the students, all kinds of stakeholder groups who would like to push the society to be more equitable. And then one thing I would like to say, that actually we have learned not only in Finland but in general, that for example the role of the cities is very important. Like Bogor or Bandung can make very good work if they decide themselves to apply green technology, for example. So it's not happening only on the governmental level, but also for example, the cities are in a very important role, and provinces as well, when setting up the targets.
Next, Tamara from Manado. I was wondering if Europe Day is a big celebration in Finland. What does the day mean to you personally, Ambassador? Thank you.
That's a good question. I mentioned in one of the last slides that almost 3/3 of the Finns, they feel that they are Europeans. But this European Day, it's still quite new. It is recognized, but it's not this kind of like a big celebration that people, they would go to the streets and have a big carnival for that. It may in the future, it can develop to that direction, but for the moment, it's I mean that, let's say that things are in progress. Let's put it that way. For myself personally, I remember Finland. There was a referendum 1994 for Finland to become, whether Finland would become European Union or not. I'm married to a French lady, and of course France was a member of European Union much earlier. And I still remember how excited I was. It was I think it was September 1994 that we had this possibility to to be members of the larger unit and kind of like show that we also belong to the core of the European Union. I think that this day, this 9th of May, still brings me the memory of that day when it was sure that Finland will join. I remember I called the parents of my wife, and I was very, very happy. I felt kind of like more together with them after that decision than, of course, I felt together with them earlier, but somehow it was also individually, it was very, it felt very important.
Thank you, Ambassador. Iman, he didn't indicate where he's from, but Ambassador, how is the progress in introducing Finnish cultures to Indonesia? Perhaps to help to make finger pori available in local bookstores? Kitos.
Yeah, that's a good, that's a very good question. That we, well, I would say that, for example, there are quite a few universities and quite a few schools that have been interested in Finnish education. So what we are doing is that we, at the embassy, we try to facilitate this interaction with the education system of Finland, education system of Indonesia. So that's part of the thing. Then we don't have any Finnish restaurant here, for example, in Jakarta. So it's quite difficult to introduce the Finnish cuisine here. Then it's quite difficult actually to import food stuff to Indonesia. So that's one thing. The books, we had a small webinar, maybe it was one year ago. There's one very active person who has translated a book series of Icebreaker. It's kind of like a children's book in a way, but also it's for the adults. It's quite exotic. The main characters are icebreaker ships. So you couldn't find more exotic a character in Indonesia, I would say. But we must think of that. So it's a good question. So we have to think how to do it.
Sure. Next, we have Jason Rafael, international relations student at Christian University of Indonesia. He is asking, is Finland Embassy in Jakarta offering any student exchange program at the moment, especially during the COVID-19, Ambassador?
And unfortunately not. So that is actually the most common question what we hear when they are possibilities to ask questions, or if it's education related webinar. So we don't have a centralized scholarship program. Every Finnish university and University of Applied Science, they have their own scholarship program. So when you apply for a university, I mean a place for a student at the university or University of Applied Science, at the same time you have to apply also for the scholarship. So that's how it makes it's a little bit more diversified system than with some other countries. So unfortunately the short answer is no. But then if you're interested in studying in Finland, I would recommend you to go to the website studyinfinland.fi. Well, actually it's very easy to Google it. The Google finds it quite easy. But then there's a lot of information for the possibilities in Finland.
Thank you, Ambassador. Next is Brigita Kalina, member of FPCI chapter Universitas Gadjah Mada Yogyakarta. Good morning, Ambassador. I've always been interested in talking about Finland democracy. Would you share to us more about the state of democracy in Finland? Thank you.
Yeah, so my major at the university was political history, so I have a tendency to go a little bit back to the history. That the Finnish democracy like we have the parliament that is very active, and then we have the several parties in the parliament, and also we have also several parties in the government. We Finland got independent 1917, and the beginning was not easy. 1918 we had a civil war already. Finland was very poor actually 1917, and then there was a conflict in the society, and that was aggravated into the civil war. And that was a really big shock to the Finnish society, that we kind of like everybody understood that if things they start to go wrong, they can go really wrong. So in 1920s and 1930s, there was a big or strong sentiment of reconciliation, that the parties they learned to work together, even so they're ideologically quite far apart from each other. But then the idea was that parliament is the place where you make compromises, and then you try to look for the common ground and common good. It's not in the streets. It's if the fighting goes to the street, it can be very dangerous. And I think that basic idea has carried the Finnish democracy for so many decades, now more than 100 years. I want to be honest also, that also because I've noticed that this debate is going on also in Indonesia, that the social media nowadays is putting challenge on that it has a tendency. It's not like the street fight in the early 20th century, but it has this tendency that the opinions are getting more and more far apart from each other. So that challenge is felt also in Finland. And I think that the most important thing is that you have a kind of like traditional media that is still consumed, that they put things into the perspective, so that people are not carried away with all kinds of inflammatory ideas. But I would say that the democracy in Finland is alive and kicking well. I don't have any doubt about it. But then there is a certain challenge coming from this from this kind of like new trends in the society that are reflected in and then through the social media. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador. Now we have Rayana. She's from the University of North Sumatra. Hello, Ambassador. Is it true that Finland is in tight competition with Sweden in many aspects, such as technology and culture? Kiitos for your explanation.
Yeah, it's. I would put it that way, that it's not only well, in the sports, it's definitely true that if there is a match between Finland and Sweden, there's an extra kick in that or extra stake in that match, and it has been going on for many decades. So there's a certain rivalry going on. But on the other hand, I think that it's very important that you have a very friendly neighboring country that is kind of like making you to run faster, be it like technology, be it like innovations, be it like in investments. So I think that Finland and Sweden are very good at that. That they are comparing notes all the time. And I would like to say also that with other Nordic countries, that there's a lot of cooperation and comparing notes that have been going on with the other Nordic countries since 1950s, and then I mean since early 2000, also with the late 1990s, with also the Baltic states. For example, Estonia, it's a very interesting comparing note country to Finland. But there is this extra rivalry between Finland and Sweden. But I think that we take it humorously. So it's not like that it would be like that we would be up in arms. But it's Sweden. If, for example, ice hockey is our national sport. So if Sweden wins Finland in ice hockey, the Swedes are really happy. And if Finland wins Sweden in ice hockey, the Finns are really happy. So it's like a big carnival feeling then, if the tournament is big enough. So
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. Next is Vita from Central Java. With such cold climate, it must be hard to grow trees in Finland. May I know, when did Finland become a forested country, and how does the government make the citizens aware to preserve the forest there? Thank you, Ambassador.
Yeah, the forest is well. How can I start? That Finland is quite a long country. So the southern part of Finland is 1,001 kilometers more south than the northern Finland. So actually, in most of the area of Finland, the forests are growing. In the north, in the very north, the forest is not growing, and below that zone, the forest is not growing that fast. But actually, Finland, the land or soil of Finland is actually rather good for forests. So it's we have this pine trees, for example, that are very good for the forest industry. How to protect the forests? This started already in the 20th century, that we have this policy that every time you cut the trees, you have to plant the trees as well. So we have associations, regional associations that are responsible to give incentives for the forest owners to plant trees. So it's rather well-functioning system in that sense.
Thank you. Next is Wira from Bogor. Good morning, Ambassador. How is the progress of the implementation of renewable energy cooperation between Finland and Indonesia so far? What challenges do both countries face? Thank you.
I think that the most concrete thing is that there's one Finnish company that is involved in the Jakarta's waste to energy. There's a waste to energy plant being planned, and then the Finnish company is actively promoting that. So when that will be up and running, it will be taking care of about 1/4 of the municipal waste of Jakarta, and then will turn that into electricity. So that is something very, very concrete. Then we have other companies that are in electricity production. There's one company, for example, that it has very big boilers that can take. Instead of coal, you can put residues from the forest, like wood things, residue wood, into the system. So that will make it more environmentally friendly. So I think that these are very concrete things that the Finnish companies are involved, and of course our embassy is very eager to make, partner these companies of Indonesian companies of Finland together. Then there's one thing that I would like to mention, that it's quite new, that there's a so-called coalition of finance ministers for the climate change. Against the climate change, and then Finland and Indonesia are co-chairs in that coalition for the moment. Indonesia's role was activated quite recently, the 6th of April. So Sri Mulyani is co-chair with our Minister of Finance, Matti Vanhanen in that coalition. And then the idea is that finance ministers have a lot of to say that when the recovery is made after this COVID time, to apply methods and mechanisms and incentives that are environmentally friendly, as climate neutral as possible. So that is the idea of this coalition. So I would say that it's that I'm rather happy about this, that there's a concrete projects going on between the companies, and then we have this kind of like a top level policy cooperation in the format of that coalition, climate coalition.
Thank you. We have Dean Nurfadila from Banten. I would like to know the state of interfaith relations in Finland. Does Finland have diverse religion? How about the life of security for Muslims in Finland? Thank you, Ambassador.
Can you repeat? Sorry, I had a problem with the.
Yeah. I would like to know the state of interfaith relations in Finland. Does Finland have diverse religions? And how about the life of security for Muslims in Finland? Thank you, Ambassador.
Yeah, thank you. It's a good question. That I came here September 2018, and then already the same month there was the first interfaith dialogue between Indonesia and Finland. And Finland became the 30th interfaith dialogue partner to Indonesia. So in the Indonesian delegation, all the main religious groups were represented, plus media representatives, and also in Finland, the main religious groups were represented, and then it was very fruitful, the dialogue. The Finnish society, like in one of the slides I presented, that it's quite secularized. So religion is not that, how can I say that, for a typical Finn or average Finn, religion is not something that he or she is actively thinking every day. We had the first Muslim minority in Finland came already in the early 19th century. There were members of the Russian army who were Muslims, and they had a right to stay also in Finland. So we have had this small minority for a long time in Finland, and now with the how can I say that we have had refugees, for example, in the Middle East. So the number of Muslims has increased in Finland. I think that for the moment it is rather good. There have not been that many conflicts reported. So I think that, and then one thing that I would like to say is that in Finland it's considered that the religion is your own. It's in the sphere of your own issues, that you do it as a citizen or individual. So it's not that visible in society. But I think that it's rather good. If you think of by the European standards, Finland is a safe place to stay also for Muslims.
Thank you, Ambassador. There is Alvin from LSPO Jakarta. How does Finland, like any other Nordic countries, able to maintain the high taxes but keep the citizens happy? Thank you.
Yeah. That's I was 4 years in United States, and I had innumerable debates with Americans, because it's kind of like that in the DNA of the United States, that you can't be happy if you are taxed a lot. I put it that way, that actually what we do with the taxes is more important than the level of the taxation. So we have very little corruption in Finland and in other Nordic countries. So the money that is collected from the people is also it's translated into services. It's translated into a safety net for the society, so that if you think of an entrepreneur, for example, you would know that that if something goes bad, you don't go to the street, that there is this welfare system that is taking care of you. And then I try to explain or make it at least understandable for the Americans, that actually for somebody taking risk, for example, having a startup or having a business of his or her own, it's better to do it in a place where you have the safety net. That if you're if you are not making it in a traditional way, if your business goes bankruptcy, then you have the safety net around you. So in a way, it gives incentives for you to be more creative and more entrepreneur, having more spirit of entrepreneurship. And then I'm quite happy. Lately, I've seen some newspaper articles, actually from American newspapers, that they kind of like crystallize this as a slogan, that if you want to pursue the American dream, go to Nordic countries, go to Finland. So in a way, at least on this rhetorical level, it is understood that this system works. But I would say at the same time that it is the very important thing in this Nordic welfare system and this high level of taxes is that you have very little corruption, so that this money is not going to the pockets of some kind of middleman or middlewoman, but it is used equitably and transparently, so that it gives services, welfare services, good education, good healthcare system, and other services for the people.
Thank you. Next, we have Rex from Udayana, Bali, who is eager to visit Finland soon. Ambassador, I've always wanted to visit Helsinki. Is there any particular things that you love or miss the most about the city? Thank you.
Yeah, it's well, there are certain moments during the year that I miss. Helsinki is my hometown, so our biggest carnival it's the 30th of April and 1st of May, so kind of like a two-day carnival, and that is the period. We just passed it last week, and that is the period that I miss a lot. That I miss the wakening up of the nature, the fresh leaves and the growing grass, and then the first flowers. And we have a lot of birds, migrating birds that are coming to Finland. So there's a certain mixture of odors, sounds, and then abundance of light. So this kind of like it's kind of like an explosion of the growing season, and that is something that I miss the most. In Indonesia, the nature is it's very beautiful. You have a lot of beautiful mountains, but I found that this, for example, the jungle or your forest, they are quite stable, because there is not this rhythm of you have the rainy season and then you have the non-rainy season, but this very clear change of season. That is something that I miss. And then I like skiing, so I miss snow also during the winter time. It's quite funny that now with the Facebook that you get like flooded of this spring pictures, and then winter you are flooded with the skiing pictures, and that makes it sometimes difficult to see. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is from Liana. Ambassador, I would like to know more about Finland's approach towards digital literacy. How do you keep the internet clean from fake information or hoaxes? Thank you.
That's a good question. Digital literacy, we have now more and more. For example, the schools, they're using more and more the computers for the online, and then there are more and more online courses. And then in Finland, the idea is that that we know that that especially the young people, it's not only one profession that they, well, it can be like one profession that they're carrying out through their whole life, but there's so many things that they have to learn. So you have to adapt your mind to a mindset that you are learning all the time, that you have this continuous learning idea. So that is the mindset, and then the schools are rather good when they are applying that. And then there's also one. Actually, Finland, there's one initiative that it's possible to take an artificial intelligence course for everybody in the world. So it's if you Google it, it's AI. Finland provides AI for the world. This kind of like Google wording, and you very easily find it. It's provided by the University of Helsinki with one private company, and then it's been hugely popular. So hundreds of thousands of people everywhere in the world, they have participated. So that's kind of like the one highlight that we feel that as an educational superpower, that we should have some responsibility for equipping the people of the world for the future.
Thank you, Ambassador. I still have more than 10 questions in my list now, but I will take the last two because we are going to finish at 11:15. The next question is from Kiara. She is from the University of Indonesia. Ambassador, I would like to ask question, how is the civil society like in Finland, and how does it differ from Indonesians? Thank you.
Well, first of all, I have to say that I'm not a specialist of the civil society in Indonesia. What I've learned, I mean, what I've read is that you have also a lot of associations. That what happened in 1998 and 1990, it was an explosion of the in a positive sense of the word, that you had many associations and many political parties and many kind of activities. And Finnish people, they have also been, I mean, since early well, late 19th century already, that there are a lot of associations in Finland. They can be like political, or they can be a hobby, all kinds of sports associations for the culture. It's very versatile. I think that in that sense there are similarities, but I must say that I don't know well enough the Indonesian civil society so that I could kind of like make solid comparisons between. But what I've learned that it is active, and it's also active in Finland. I really think that it is the mainstay of democracy, that you have this grassroots activities that the individuals they can join, and they can work together for the better world.
Thank you, Ambassador. Last question is Nabila from Surabaya. Ambassador, could you please tell us more about Finland's role in the Antarctic cooperation, Nordic cooperation, and in the region in general? Ambassador, thank you.
Yeah, I'm not too. Finland is one of the few countries. I think that we have only like 5 countries in the world who are active also in the Arctic region and also in the Antarctic region. So the North Pole and then the South Pole activities. So basically, the Finnish we want to apply our know-how. That, for example, the icebreakers, maybe 60% of all the icebreakers in the world, they have been manufactured by Finnish companies. And then we have a lot of research that is dedicated to the cold climate and how the different materials I mean, how you can apply different materials to the cold climate, and this how energy efficient you can be in the cold climate. So, but also because we are peace-loving country, so what is behind is that that we want the countries, relevant countries in the Arctic region and also Antarctic region to find positive interaction and interdependency between themselves to avoid the risk or challenge that these areas would be like militarized, or that they would be conflict. And then one important thing is the environmental protection, that this very northern and very southern environment, it's very vulnerable. For example, if you think of the oil leaks, or if you talk about the so-called black coal. Black coal is something that Finland works against, because it can make the snow melt very quickly, and then it aggravates the climate change. But I stop here because I've noticed that the moderator starts to make non-verbal communication that she would like to wrap it up. So Afni, I'm in your hands.
Yes, thank you, Ambassador. I'm sure everyone has many questions, but due to the time constraints, we are sorry that we cannot take them all. I would like to thank Ambassador Jari, and thank you to all the participants for your questions. That was indeed a very insightful discussions, and I believe that all of us here have learned a lot today. Before we close, Embassy of Finland and the EU delegation has actually prepared a fun quiz for us. If you answer the questions correctly, you will be receiving a goodie bag with cool gifts and prizes. Ambassador, during the quiz, you are welcome to join until the end, but if you have another engagement, please feel free to leave.
I will leave this quiz to the capable hands of you and my good colleague Kati and Filza from the embassy. And I say bye-bye for everybody else. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be using Kahoot to do the quiz. It is very easy. Let me read out the instruction before we start. Please use a second screen on second device. To join the game, simply go to the www.kahoot.it. Enter the game pin, which is displayed on your screen. The game pin for today's game is 8631693. I encourage all participants to use their order confirmation number as their nickname instead of their real name. The order confirmation number can be found on your ticket in the email sent to you by Eventbrite. We highly suggest you to focus on your phone during the quiz because there might be slight delay on the video stream to our YouTube channel. At the end of Kahoot, there will be 3 winners that will win very cool prizes from the European Union. Shall you be the winner, please take a screenshot as a proof of winning. Lastly, please contact our staff immediately after the quiz by sending a direct message to @FPC Indo, providing your personal details and a screenshot of your Kahoot. Now we'll give some more time to wait for more players. Once again, I would like to remind everyone to use their order confirmation number instead of their real name. Okay, I think we can start the game. Now, what is Finland in Finnish? Is it sama, sami, soma, or suomi? Yes, we have 30 people answer and only 19 of them answer it correctly. Next question is, Finnish and Swedish are the two official and most spoken language in Finland. What is the third most spoken language? Is it Estonian, Arabic, or English, or Russian? Congratulations to those who answered Russian. The capital city of Finland is, this is very easy. Next question is, in Finland, every man's right is public access right to enjoy outdoor pursuit regardless of who owns an area, or everyone's right to equal treatment, or is it everyone's right to freely express their opinions verbally or in writing, or everyone's, okay, the answer is public access. What is the national animal of Finland? The last three questions. How many saunas are there in Finland? Ambassador did mention that Finland has a lot of saunas, but how many saunas are there? It is around 3.2 million. When is the Independence Day of Finland? This is the easiest one since the ambassador mentioned it clearly. The last question, which one of the following is not a Finnish innovation? Is text messages, or Linux operating system, or Dynamite, or wind turbine? Which one is not Dynamite? Okay, now we have the podium. Congratulations to all the winners. Please do not forget to contact the committee immediately through the Instagram direct message, providing your name and phone number as well as the screenshot of your Kahoot for the verification purposes. And with that, we have come to the end of the session. Again, congratulations to the winners. On behalf of FPCI, I would like to extend our gratitude to the Embassy of Finland in Indonesia, the delegation of European Union in Indonesia, and to all the audiences on YouTube who have participated today. I would like also to remind everyone that we still have several ICE Ambassador Anything session that is part of the Euro Virtual Talks Road to Europe Day 2021. This afternoon, we will have His Excellency Jaroslav Doleček from the Czech Republic Embassy. And tomorrow we will have the Embassy of Romania continued with the Embassy of Hungary. For more information and to register, please visit bit.ly/Eurovirtualtalks. Thank you, and we hope to see you again tomorrow for our future events. Bye, everyone.